Stop scrolling for a moment, because what I'm about to tell you may sound too simple, but it could quietly change how you look at the food in your kitchen. Imagine one small leaf, something many people see in soups or dishes and never think twice about, that can help support healthy blood sugar and keep your arteries cleaner as you age. If you're over 60 and you've been warned about sugar levels, cholesterol, or heart health, this message is especially for you. This is not about a rare supplement or a complicated routine. It's about a natural leaf that has been used for generations and is now getting attention for its health benefits. The curry leaf, not curry powder or spicy sauce, but the fresh green leaf itself. For centuries, people have used it not just for flavor, but because it made their bodies feel balanced and lighter. Today, research suggests curry leaves contain compounds that help the body manage glucose more effectively. When we eat, sugar enters the blood and insulin tries to move it into the cells. As we age, this process becomes slower and less efficient, which leads to high blood sugar. Curry leaves may help slow the absorption of sugar from food, meaning glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually instead of all at once. This reduces sharp spikes and helps insulin work more smoothly, which is exactly what an older body needs. These leaves are also rich in fiber, and fiber plays a huge role in blood sugar control. It slows digestion and keeps sugar from flooding the bloodstream too quickly. Over time, this can mean steadier energy, fewer cravings, and less strain on the pancreas. Stable blood sugar also protects nerves, eyes, and kidneys, which are often affected when levels stay high for too long. Now think about your arteries. They are like soft pipes carrying blood from your heart to every part of your body. When plaque builds up inside them, blood flow becomes harder and pressure rises. Curry leaves contain antioxidants that help fight oxidative stress and inflammation, two major causes of artery damage. Antioxidants act like tiny cleaners that help prevent harmful particles from sticking to the artery walls. Curry leaves may also support healthier cholesterol levels by helping lower bad cholesterol and encouraging good cholesterol, which removes excess fat from the bloodstream. Inflammation is another hidden problem as we get older. Low-level inflammation slowly damages blood vessels and makes insulin resistance worse. The natural compounds in curry leaves may help calm this internal fire, allowing the body to repair itself more easily. Better blood sugar control also protects arteries because high glucose damages vessel walls and makes plaque more likely to form, so supporting one system helps the other. Using curry leaves doesn't have to be complicated. They can be added to soups, lentils, vegetables or eggs, or simmered in water to make a light tea. The goal is consistency, not large amounts. A small quantity used regularly is far more helpful than using a lot once in a while. This leaf cannot replace medicine or undo years of unhealthy habits, but when combined with walking, better food choices and enough water, it becomes part of a daily routine that gently supports the body. For many people over 60, health feels out of control, but using simple natural foods brings back a sense of power and choice. Curry leaves are not spicy or harsh. They have a mild aroma and blend easily into meals. They also support digestion, which improves nutrient absorption and reduces bloating, helping energy stay more stable throughout the day. This single leaf works quietly on multiple systems at the same time: blood sugar, arteries, and digestion, creating small changes that grow stronger with time. Now let's focus on what this leaf does for your arteries, because heart health becomes more important with every passing year. Your arteries are the highways that carry blood and oxygen from your heart to the rest of your body. When they are smooth and flexible, blood flows easily and your heart does not have to work as hard. But over time, fatty deposits and inflammation can cause these pathways to narrow and stiffen. This is what raises blood pressure and increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Curry leaves contain powerful antioxidants that help fight the damage caused by free radicals, which are unstable particles that slowly injure the lining of blood vessels. When this lining is damaged, plaque sticks more easily and builds up faster. Antioxidants work like tiny shields, protecting the artery walls and helping them stay cleaner and healthier for longer. There is also evidence that curry leaves support healthier cholesterol levels. Bad cholesterol tends to stick to artery walls and form blockages, while good cholesterol helps carry excess fat back to the liver, where it can be processed and removed. Curry leaves appear to help improve this balance, which is important because it is not just how much cholesterol you have, but how it behaves inside your body. When this balance improves, blood moves more freely and pressure on the heart decreases. Another important benefit is their effect on inflammation. As we grow older, many people live with low-level inflammation without realizing it. This hidden inflammation damages blood vessels, worsens insulin resistance, and speeds up aging inside the body. Curry leaves contain natural compounds that may help calm this inflammation, giving your heart and arteries a better chance to repair and protect themselves. When inflammation goes down, the risk of plaque buildup and vessel damage also goes down. Using curry leaves does not require complicated steps. Fresh leaves can be lightly cooked in soups, vegetables, or lentils to release their aroma and nutrients. They can also be boiled in water to make a mild tea that can be enjoyed after meals. Some people blend them into green drinks with lemon and ginger. The key is to use small amounts regularly rather than large amounts occasionally. Consistency helps the body respond slowly and safely. It is important to understand that no leaf can erase years of poor eating or lack of movement on its own. But when curry leaves are combined with daily walking, balanced meals, and enough water, they become part of a routine that supports the heart gently over time. Many older adults feel that their bodies are no longer under their control, but simple natural foods help bring back a sense of choice and confidence. Adding something healthy to your plate each day is a way of saying you still care for yourself and your future. Curry leaves also help digestion, which is closely connected to heart and blood sugar health. A well-functioning gut reduces inflammation and helps the body absorb nutrients more efficiently. When digestion improves, energy becomes more stable and cravings become easier to manage. This creates a chain reaction that benefits the heart, the arteries, and overall well-being. This one simple leaf works quietly in the background, supporting several systems at the same time and reminding us that small daily habits can lead to meaningful changes over time. Let's talk about how you can actually use this leaf in your daily life without stress or confusion, because health should feel simple, not like another full-time job. Curry leaves are usually used fresh, and they are often added at the beginning of cooking so their natural aroma and nutrients can blend into the food. You can add a few leaves to soups, vegetable dishes, lentils, beans, or even eggs. They do not make food spicy, and their flavor is mild and slightly earthy, so they mix easily with many meals. If fresh leaves are not available where you live, dried curry leaves or powdered curry leaf can also be used, although fresh leaves tend to have stronger benefits. Another easy way to use them is by making a light tea. A small handful of leaves can be washed and boiled in water for about 10 minutes. The liquid can be strained and sipped warm, especially after meals. Some people also blend fresh curry leaves into smoothies with cucumber, lemon, or ginger for a refreshing drink that supports digestion and balance. The most important thing is not how much you use, but how often you use it. A small amount taken regularly is far more useful than a large amount taken once in a while. Think of it like watering a plant. A little water every day keeps it alive, but pouring a bucket on it once a month does not help much. Curry leaves work best when they become part of your normal routine, not something you struggle to remember or force yourself to do. When they are simply part of your cooking or daily drink, your body responds slowly and naturally over time. This leaf cannot cancel out unhealthy habits on its own. If you are eating large amounts of sugar, avoiding movement, and sleeping poorly, curry leaves will not fix everything. But when they are combined with simple habits like walking, drinking enough water, and choosing more natural foods, they support the body in a gentle and steady way. Many people over 60 feel frustrated because their bodies do not respond the way they used to. They may feel tired of pills, warnings, and restrictions. Using natural foods can bring back a feeling of control and confidence. It becomes less about fear and more about care. There is also an emotional side to this. When you take time to prepare something healthy for yourself, you are sending a message to your body that it still matters. That message is powerful. Curry leaves have been used by families for generations as part of everyday meals, not as medicine, but as nourishment. This reminds us that health does not always come from a bottle or a prescription. Sometimes it comes from simple choices made in the kitchen. Digestion is another area where this leaf quietly helps. Good digestion allows your body to absorb nutrients properly and keeps inflammation lower. When digestion improves, blood sugar becomes easier to manage and energy becomes more stable. This means fewer sudden crashes and fewer strong cravings. Everything is connected inside the body, and when one system improves, others often follow. If you choose to try curry leaves, give yourself time. Do not expect instant results in a few days. Pay attention to how you feel over weeks, how your digestion behaves, and how steady your energy becomes. Small changes may not feel dramatic at first, but they build quietly in the background. This is how real health improvement usually happens, through patience, routine, and kindness toward your own body rather than through pressure or fear. And when you understand that every simple habit becomes a form of self-respect, and every small step becomes part of a longer journey toward feeling stronger, lighter, and more in control of your own well-being as the days go by and your body continues to respond to the care you give it through these quiet choices and daily actions that slowly reshape how you feel from the inside out and how you relate to your own health in a way that feels calm and natural rather than forced or rushed. Many people over 60 feel that their body is slowly turning into something they no longer recognize. Foods that once caused no problems now bring sugar spikes, heavy digestion, and tiredness. Doctor visits become more frequent, and numbers on reports start to feel like warnings instead of information. This is why simple natural habits feel comforting, because they give you something you can do every day without fear or pressure. Curry leaves represent this idea perfectly. Because they are not extreme, they are gentle, and they work quietly in the background. They do not shock the system, they support it. When blood sugar stays more stable, the body feels calmer. You are less likely to feel shaky, dizzy, or suddenly hungry. When arteries stay more flexible and clean, blood flows more easily, and the heart does not struggle as much. These changes may feel small at first, but over time they add up in ways that matter. There is also a mental shift that happens when you begin using natural foods with intention. Instead of thinking only about what you cannot eat, you begin thinking about what you can add. Adding something healthy feels different from taking something away. It feels positive rather than restrictive. A few curry leaves in your meal, a cup of light tea after eating, or even a smoothie with fresh leaves becomes a small ritual of care. These small rituals build confidence and remind you that aging does not mean giving up control. It means learning how to support your body in new ways. Another important point is that this leaf does not work alone. It works best when it becomes part of a lifestyle that respects your body. Walking even a short distance each day helps sugar move into your muscles instead of staying in your blood. Drinking enough water helps your kidneys remove waste and keeps blood from becoming too thick. Choosing more vegetables and less processed food reduces inflammation and gives your body the nutrients it needs to repair itself. Curry leaves fit into this picture naturally, like one more piece of a puzzle rather than a magic solution. Some people worry about trying new things because they fear side effects or failure. Curry leaves are generally gentle and have been eaten for generations as food, not as a drug. This makes them easier to trust and easier to use long term. They are not meant to fight your body, they are meant to work with it. When used regularly and calmly, they encourage balance instead of forcing change. Balance is especially important after 60 because the body responds better to steady support than to sudden pressure. There is also something comforting about knowing that people before us lived well using simple plants and habits. They did not have endless supplements or complex programs. They used what grew around them and paid attention to how they felt. Curry leaves are part of that tradition. They remind us that health is not always about doing more. Sometimes it is about returning to what is simple and consistent. If you choose to include this leaf in your life, think of it as a companion rather than a cure. Notice how your body responds over time. Notice if your digestion feels lighter, if your energy feels steadier, if your meals feel more satisfying. These are quiet signals that your body is adjusting and responding. The goal is not perfection, it is progress. The goal is not to control every number, but to support the systems that keep you alive and moving. When you understand that, every small habit becomes meaningful and every day becomes another chance to care for yourself in a way that feels natural, realistic, and respectful of the life you are living now rather than the one you used to have or the one you fear losing as the years continue to pass and your choices begin to shape how your body feels from morning to night and how your mind relates to health as something possible and personal rather than distant or overwhelming. One of the most powerful parts of using a simple leaf like this is how it changes the way you think about your own health. Instead of feeling like your body is fragile or broken, you begin to see it as something that can still respond, still improve, still learn new habits. That mindset alone can shift how you eat, how you move, and how you take care of yourself. When blood sugar stays more balanced, you do not feel as tired after meals. You are less likely to feel sudden hunger or strong cravings for sweets. When arteries stay healthier, blood flows more easily, and the heart does not have to push as hard. These are not dramatic changes you feel overnight, but they show up quietly in how your day feels, how your sleep improves, and how your body reacts to stress. Many people believe that after a certain age, nothing really changes anymore. They think the damage is done and the best they can do is manage symptoms. But the body is always adjusting to what you give it. Every meal sends a signal. Every walk sends a signal. Every cup of water sends a signal. When you add something supportive like curry leaves into your routine, you are sending another gentle signal that says balance instead of chaos, support instead of strain. Over time, these signals stack up. They do not shout, they whisper, but the body listens. There is also something meaningful about choosing a natural food instead of always reaching for another pill. This does not mean medicine is bad or unnecessary, but it reminds you that food is still one of the most powerful tools you have. Curry leaves are not harsh. They do not shock your system. They do not push it too far in one direction. They help it work the way it was designed to work. That is why they fit so well into daily life. They do not feel like treatment, they feel like nourishment. When digestion improves, everything else becomes easier. Nutrients are absorbed more efficiently, inflammation settles down, energy becomes steadier. A calmer digestive system also helps control blood sugar because food is processed more slowly and evenly. This creates fewer spikes and fewer crashes. Fewer crashes mean fewer cravings. Fewer cravings mean better food choices. Better food choices mean healthier blood and healthier vessels. It becomes a loop that supports itself instead of fighting against you. There is also a quiet emotional benefit. Taking care of yourself in small ways builds trust between you and your body. You stop seeing it as an enemy and start seeing it as a partner. You stop feeling punished by age and start feeling guided by experience. You become more aware of how different foods make you feel and more willing to choose what helps instead of what harms. That awareness is a form of strength. Curry leaves will not erase the past, but they can influence the future. They fit into meals without making life complicated. They do not require special schedules or strict rules. They simply become part of what you already do. When something healthy becomes normal, it no longer feels like effort. It feels like identity. You become someone who supports their body instead of ignoring it. You become someone who chooses small, steady habits over fear and frustration. And when that happens, health stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like a relationship built slowly through daily choices that shape how you feel, how you move, and how you experience your own body as time continues forward in ways that are calmer, steadier, and more connected to the care you give yourself each day.